Alright, Addendum 2, Understanding Valheim Armor at a Deeper Level. Last time I talked about taking a look at specific pieces instead of specific sets. I came to the conclusion that, hey, there are ways offensively using stamina that you can mitigate any damage coming towards you, dominate an encounter. And so it's best to have armor that helps you out in that regard. Let's say Root Harnesk lets you tank certain annoying ranged targets or fast targets in the plains. Seekers also deal a bit of pierce damage on their one-armed poke and on their bite. So you're able to ignore some of those with the Root Harnesk on, going melee, or just non-magical I should say. And you can have full root if you don't already have bonus 100. Drink a fire res so if you see a yaw, or just, snipe freely with frost arrows, just decimate everything. That's perfectly optimal option until bonus 100, in which case start mixing and matching, which is the big thing, mix and match with Fenris. So I see a lot of people rightfully wearing the Root Harness, mixing and matching with Fenris. I love to see that. I'm super happy. People got the idea. I love that. The thing is, I think people do it a little slightly off. They wear Carapace helmet instead of Fenris hood. The whole idea is that you are able to use your offensive strategies and running, rolling, spacing, all of this goodness, potions, the HP that you do have. You're using all of these things to mitigate the threat of death regardless. Just having a little bit of extra armor on top, like only a little bit more than your Fenris hood. Like, what is it, like 30 something? It's really not anything too big of a deal considering how much the Root Harnesk applies to the whole equation. It's just very minimal. I'll give you an example. Full padded, with cape, quality 4 cape, 100 armor. That protects less than full root set because of the Root Harnesk pierce resistance. If you are running Fenris hood, Fenris pants, Root Harnesk, all quality 4, and let's say even you have Feather Cape, quality 2, so you have a total of 50 armor. You are taking even less damage from pierce than full padded at 100 armor. So I see people going a mix, and it's like, you already don't take that much pierce damage. Why not just go for the extra speed? That's extra stamina efficiency while running around, in combat, outside of combat. You're just able to do excellent run and jumps, which is good because Seekers, you can just jump over for free, get free flanking with Frostner or Mistwalker and just dominate them. Or if they start to wriggle around with their AI, you can just run up to them and smack them for free. Get that frost slowdown control on them and just demolish them. Not to mention just Black Metal Gear, him and awful spin to win destruction. Oh yes, it's just nasty domination. And co-op, I've done it with lag inside the Mistlands on our run, deathless with that setup. We fought the Queen 4 times. I used the setup. Easy swap to Fenris coat for fire resistance. Again, these cute little resistances for really annoying enemies like ranged enemies. Used to be fulling shamans, and then the pierce, fulling spear throwers, Desquitos. Really fast, really wily, really ranged, annoying options in the Mistlands. Seekers, of course, they can fly. Y'all, that's the fire option. If you have Root Harnesk on for the Seekers, but there's also a y'all, just pop a Fire Res Mead. Popping this Fire Res means that it will cover you when you're worried about fire weakness. So you just probably have a bunch of these cooked up from Yagluth and Plains, maybe even Frost Caves if you did them early like me. Oh yes. Barley wine will help your ass out in group encounters, and it's part of the reason why I stayed deathless in the Mistlands. This armor, just in that instance, helped me out because I'm able to maneuver to good ground to start counterattacking with Spine Snap, Draugr what have you, ranged strategies, and I have all this stamina left over to do it because my armor is giving me stamina efficiency with its speed. Yes, speed. It's important. It's even more important than it ever has been before in the Mistlands. And having a decent amount of it is just going to benefit you once you have your proactive control strategies down. Now, mages. I'm wearing a mage stuff. I have mage gear right now. What do I recommend? What's good? What seems to be nice? Not just what I recommend. What just seems to be good? What, like, not just me, but like with the whole community, what do people seem to be excelling with? And the answer is full mage gear or swapping the EITR hood for the Fenris hood. Why is that? Well, I thought, you hear some people saying, I thought that the EITR weave wasn't very good. And the reality is, you look at the testing and you regen even up to a little bit very fast. Faster than, of course, without it. And what that means is even if you have a little bit, you can launch a couple of frost projectiles out of the Staff of Frost, get control on the enemy from mid-range, and then switch to a stamina costing option. See, I have here EITR stamina. These are just resources that I can use to dominate and also keep myself bubbled so that I have immense protection at all times. My blood magic is 50. I use the ThreadMenace method, link in description, for grinding blood magic levels. Therefore, I have 450 effective HP, bubbled over my body layer. Now, why over the body layer? Why did I mention that? Why is that important? The root Harnesk is on the body layer. Full Fenris Blessing against y'all is on the body layer. This bubble, which is providing you so much protection so that you can use all of your offensive strategies more reliably, this bubble is over that. You cannot make good use of that. You cannot make good use of the root Harnesk. You cannot make good use of full Fenris, other than, speed with that. But you can have an adorable little balance of speed and EITR regen. So, check this out. 3% speed, and it has 16 armor. But this has 20% EITR regen, but the other pieces have 40%. Even the leggings, the trousers here. Sometimes I see people running root Harnesk and like carapace helm and like some EITR weave trousers. The carapace helm protection and the root Harnesk are just going to be covered up by the bubble, so really unnecessary, kind of silly. Unless maybe you're going battle mage, health stamina EITR in co-op. Solo, it's going to be outperformed by your EITR stamina, and in the dungeons, triple EITR, so that you can just blast everything. You don't have to move too much with stamina. Once you have good elemental levels, you are just shredding everything with Staff of Embers. It is just an absurd dominance, and you will be able to learn the habits of bubble and bubble timer really quickly. It's the same with learning any other habit that you've learned in the game, juggling a rested timer, potion cooldowns, anything. It's the same. It's super easy, super convenient, and the benefits are amazing. Please only wear stuff that will boost your offensive capabilities and not your defensive capabilities as a mage, because you already have a beautiful thing right here. Now, some people I've seen do the opposite of Fenris hood. They do EITR weave hood, Fenris leggings, and I want to show you Fenris leggings, 16 armor plus 3% movement speed. Fenris hood, 16 armor, 3% movement speed. But the EITR weave hood plus 20%, trousers plus 40%. If you do the opposite of what I'm doing right now and swap trousers for leggings, you are just taking a minus 20% dip on your EITR regen for no extra benefit at all. So EITR regen, pretty good. I mean, you're being able to cast any sort of important thing faster. Your double shots with Staff of Embers, which, I mean, at good levels will stagger in just one shot. Not one shot, but stagger and then kill Seekers. You're able to launch off double faster, obviously, if you have better EITR regen. It's the main thing, like being able to have bubble and then be offensive. It's faster with more EITR regen. being able to just spam Staff of Frost at a Seeker Soldier's weak spot or at a wet target, having all of that DPS in that moment, it's faster with more ITR regen. Like, you get to use it more often, quicker, with more ITR regen. So even if people say like, oh, it's only a few seconds faster, bro. That few seconds, that's an amazing amount of time in a combat situation. That's the difference between life and death, like 5 times over. That is immense. Like, when you're in the heat of combat, we're operating off of split-second timing, like far less than a second. Parry timing is less than a second. Most of your attacks are less than a second. The inputs are less than a second. You know, switching out certain things, swapping, making important swaps when you're low on ITR and you need to rotate the stamina costing things, that's going to be less than a second. So when you hear people say, oh my god, bro, it's not that important, it's only a few seconds, like, I'm fine, bro, you know, it seems silly, because what are they gaining compared to the bubble? They're not really gaining anything, but they are sacrificing a whole lot. So that's my lesson for today. If you're a mage, bubble up, go full offensive with your food, the bubble will save you, and wear stuff to boost your offense. Fenris hood, ITR weave robe, ITR weave trousers, easy swap to full ITR weave if I don't need to move that much, whether that's a Yawl, whether that's a dungeon, whether that's some Dvergr, whether that's the queen. I can have myself set up with an easy click. And now I'm good. I have a little bit less speed, but I have more ITR regen, and that's really good in certain situations. Alright. Barley Wine will cover me if the Yawl pops my bubble, and if there's any DOT in the area that carries over, then I'm fine. Otherwise, any physical damage won't carry over, so you probably have even more effective HP than what the bubble says. Bubble up. Please bubble up. I'm begging you, bubble up. Like, even in co-op, have a dedicated bubbler and just blasting Mage, please. It's so strong. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys some other time. Bye.